microphones down here. Good to go. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. As a courtesy to your fellow media members, as well as the coaches and student athletes, please silence your cell phones. Please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conference. We have a mic in the room, so please ensure you are using the mic each time you ask a question. If you are joining on Zoom, please use the raise hand function for the questions. We will address questions in the room first and get to Zoom if time allows. Recording press conferences on cell phones or cameras is prohibited. Now let's open it up to a statement from Coach Williams, followed by questions for the players, and we will hold questions for the coach until the end.
Okay, I'm incredibly excited for our team to be advancing in the NCAA tournament. Just a ton of credit to Texas A&M. I think they played us defensively, just very aggressively, physically pulled us out of any type of rhythm that we really wanted to get into offensively. But we found a way in the end, made some huge plays down the stretch. I thought Callan Hake coming in, taking a big charge late in the game, and made some free throws down the stretch and the plays that needed to happen to survive and advance.
Questions for the players?
Brent Wagner from the Lincoln Journal-Star. Lex, what means the most about winning in a game in the NCAA tournament with this team this year?
Yeah, we talked about it before our season. When I came here, I wanted to play in the NCAA tournament and win games, and to finally kind of get over that hump and do it, it feels great. I'm excited to be moving on with this team and program into the next round.
Awesome, Norman. 3-7 the ticket. Logan, your team's gone to you in close games late now for the last couple of weeks. What does it mean to you to feel that confidence from your coach and your teammates?
I think it's something that every player dreams of. I think the confidence that my coach and my team instills in me, I think, is something that is very important. And to feel that is just really special. And to be in this tournament with this coaching staff and this team, I just think that it's something that you don't find anywhere else. And the chemistry that we have as a team, and I think it just really showed tonight and paid off.
Brent Wagner, Lex, you guys lead by 17. Then when you finally win the game, rally there in the last minute. What's the emotion right when the game ends?
Yeah, just a tough, gritty win. You know, they were chipping away. I felt like our turnovers, they were really capitalizing off those and scoring. And I think we really stuck together and leaned into each other. And just there's no doubt in our mind that we weren't going to win this game. And finishing the game out with a win is huge.
Also, Norm again. Were there any late games, both of you, that you referred to there late in the game in the huddles that you could draw back on from earlier this year? Any of those games from before come to mind?
I think we just talked about it in the hallway, actually. The Rutgers game comes to mind for me, and just being able to, finally win one of these games, a close one like that, I think is just really special for us. We talk about kind of every part of it matters and every part of it means something to us, and so being able to capitalize, like Lex said, on all of their turnovers and their mistakes, I think, is just super special for this team to finally kind of start going forward.
Brent Wagner, Logan, tie game there with 15 seconds left, and you go to the free throw line. What are you thinking at that moment, and what do you tell yourself in that moment?
We practice these every day. I think Coach talks about it before every game, trust our training. So being able to just step up to the free throw line confident and knowing that I don't want to go home, this team doesn't want to go home, so just knocking down some free throws.
Are there any other questions for the players? Okay, one more.
Lex, what's most impressive about what Logan did in this game for you and how she helped the team get to this point?
You know, it's huge. Logan always steps up in huge moments, and it's pretty rare to see that out of a freshman. I can think back to when I was a freshman playing in March. I would not have been able to do what Logan's doing. It's really impressive to me how she just continues to step up in huge moments on the biggest stage. And when I was a freshman, I definitely couldn't do that. So proud of you, Lo.
Thanks.
Lex, Rebounding, obviously a huge part of this game. I guess, when you got to rebound it, I mean, did it feel like an accomplishment in a game like this?
I mean, we talked about it. We needed to rebound. If we wanted to win this game, we needed to rebound. And I think coming into halftime, we wanted to keep them less than 8 rebounds, offensive rebounds, and they had 8 at half. So we knew that we were going to have to rebound better. But I think they still out-rebounded us, and we ended up winning. But I think that needs to get better if we want to continue moving forward in this tournament.
Also, Norman, Coulibaly had a big second half. What did she present that was so challenging?
She's just physical and tough. She's really long, really athletic, can get to the rim, finishes really well. She had that huge offensive rebound at the end of the game, the and one, and just making plays like that, it's pretty hard to guard. So.
All right. Thank you to the players. You guys can go to the locker room now. I appreciate it. Now, questions for Coach Williams?
Brent Wagner, Amy, would just kind of go through that fourth quarter. What was the bad and the good of the fourth quarter?
Yeah, the bad was we watched a pretty substantial lead kind of slip away. I thought they picked up their pressure. We kind of panicked a little. Coulibaly was amazing. I thought she did some really good things to spark them. Got a steal that led to a layup. Got offensive rebound putbacks. Just found ways to get to the paint and finish. Was incredibly dangerous there and went on a run kind of on her own. I think I'm looking at game minutes and I'm thinking, okay, Lex didn't get to play very much in the first half because of foul trouble, and so maybe we can keep her. I think maybe I didn't keep everybody as fresh as I needed to right there in the fourth quarter if I had that to do over again. But I feel like the right players made the right plays to come back and find a way to win. We talked in the locker room before the game. We kind of reminded that this season has been a season of some really awesome wins and some losses that taught us some lessons. And but this is a team of fighters that continues to get up and keep fighting and learning and having positive response when things are not going well. And so when we lost that 17-point lead and went down by a point, lots of teams would cave in that moment. But our kids stayed locked in and focused. They made some big free throws down the stretch and found a way to continue to compete.
Coach, tough night offensively for Jazz, but she was on the floor for a lot of the game. What did you see from her, even though she was having a hard time getting looks?
Yeah, I thought they played her a little differently than they did anybody else on our team, just off ball screen coverage. They were very aggressive. They tried to make every single catch of hers difficult, and she had to work so hard just even to get open and had great ball pressure on her the whole evening, but she still found a way to get 6 assists. She's just a calming presence for our team. She made a huge bucket kind of when we needed to stop the bleeding down there, kind of a little floater. Just also defensively just anchors our defense. She means so much to our team that even if she's not scoring points or they're making things very difficult, we need her presence with us.
Brent Wagner, in a close game, you're 19 for 22 from free throw line. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, I'm just proud of that. I think Lex kind of started us off, and Lex going 6 for 6 from the free throw line, and then down the stretch we had the right people there. I mean, Logan, Jazz, they're very confident free throw shooters, and so those two stepping up and making the big ones under pressure were good and just important.
First tournament win for this program since 2014. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me just because I just love coaching this team. And I'm just so excited to get to continue to do that tomorrow and preparation for the next game. And they love each other. They love competing with each other and for each other. And so for them to get another opportunity to keep doing that, it feels great.
Are there any other questions? No? Thank you for being here, Coach.
Thank you.
Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at Okay, let's get started. As a courtesy to your fellow media members, as well as the coaches and student athletes, please silence your cell phones. Please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conference. We have a mic in the room, so please ensure you are using the mic each time you ask a question. If you are joining on Zoom, please use the raise hand function for questions. We will address questions in the room first and get to Zoom if time allows. Recording press conferences on cell phones or cameras is prohibited. Now let's open it up with a statement from Coach Taylor, followed by questions for the players. We will hold questions for the coach until the end.
Tough game. Really proud of our team's fight to come back and take the lead. Being down as much as we were going into the halftime and into the third quarter, we've had a sense of resilience and fight all year long, and really proud of how we handled ourselves and came back in the game. Obviously, Nebraska is a really good team, and when it came down to the end, they made more plays than we did. But I don't want to lose sight of the step we made from year one to year two in our program. You're looking at a team who won 2 conference games last year, 9 games total. And in year two, we're sitting here at the NCAA tournament, which is one of our goals for our program. And so I don't want how this game ended to overshadow the tremendous year that we had in year two of our program. We have our team returning with the exception of very few. And so I'm really excited about the future of our program. But again, hats off to Nebraska. They made more plays than we did. They were really good tonight. We just didn't have enough time on the clock to win the game.
Questions for the players?
Morgan Weaver, KBTX. AC, just a dominant game in itself, especially in the third quarter. Just what was working so well for you tonight?
I feel like in the first half I wasn't really helping as much, and my shot wasn't falling. And in the third and fourth, and my team trusted me, and they had to believe in me, and they were telling me to keep shooting the ball, and I just had my confidence. I just kept shooting and do whatever I do best, and it was just working.
Just what does it say about the resilience of this team to be able to battle back and down to the very last second?
I think it just goes back to Texas A&M. Aggies never die. And so we showed that tonight, and I'm very proud of us. Unfortunately, we didn't get the win, but that's what we do.
And then I know a lot of you guys are coming back, so what does it say about the future of this program that you're able to just get here in year two and possibilities are kind of endless in year three?
We're in great hands with Joni Taylor. Coach of the year 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I'm not sure, but she does what she needs to do. She's a great coach, and she's going to lead this program and do well for us.
And then we do have a question on Zoom, so we'll get a question from Gabriela on Zoom.
Lewis, the next. Aisha, can you speak to what playing at Texas A&M has meant to you this year? Where do you feel
Gabriela,
like you've
ready for your
developed
question.
and grown on and off?
Gabriela, could you repeat your question? Okay. Yeah, if you'd like to type it in the chat, we could ask it here.
Aisha, can you hear me good? Can people hear me?
Okay.
Aisha, can you speak to playing at Texas A&M this year, what it's meant to you, and where you feel like you've grown as a player?
Okay. Oh, it means a lot. Like Keke say, I know coming here, I was going to be in great hands, and just to be able to develop my game, being at the 3 position, and just keep adding onto my game, and it's been a blessing. I can't really complain, and I'm just ready to work with Joni Taylor, and whatever she told me to do, I'm just help and do whatever it takes to make Texas A&M at the top.
Are there any other questions for the players? No. Thank you both for being here. You guys are good to go to the locker room. And then questions for Coach Taylor? Okay. We have a question on Zoom from Ian.
Ian Curtis with the battalion, obviously had that huge run second half, came up a little bit short, but I guess what was the message to the team, going into the fourth quarter, going into the second half that kind of sparked that?
Well, if I'm hearing your question correctly, what is the message that we gave to our team going into the fourth quarter? Was that the question? Our league prepares us really well for anything that we might see. There's been several times this year we were up, we were down, a team makes a run, we make a run. And so the conversation during the timeout, anytime there's a dead ball, it's just, we've been here before. We need to get a stop, we need to get a score. We need to get a stop, we need to get a score. And so because we play in such a difficult league, you're tested night in and night out, and you're constantly put in time and score situations. You're constantly put in situations where you had a lead and you lost it, or you were down and had to try to fight your way back. And so I think our team was just really poised in that moment. We'd been there before, and we knew that we could make a run. We also trusted our defense and knew that we could get some stops.
And we have another question on Zoom from Gabriela.
Coach, I know you talk a lot about how this team is new to winning, but knowing this experience that you guys got this year, what are you looking forward to in future years, and where do you feel like this team can go?
Hey, Gabriela, how are you? I'm really excited about the future of Aggie women's basketball. We have the majority of our team returning. Last year it was learning how to play basketball, and this year it was learning how to win. And we did that well at times, and at times we did not. But the experience we gained this year, in our wins and in our losses, being able to come to the tournament in year two, it just puts us in a really good position. That locker room is really hurting right now, and I feel for them. But I would rather see them hurting and be motivated to come back better than for them not to have a lack of empathy or lack of care. And so this is going to drive us. This is going to motivate us. It's going to give us some things to go work on in the off season because we've gotten a taste of it. And this team's never been here before. They've never been to the tournament. Even, KK, Sahara, and MJ, they were freshmen, and they had a different role as freshmen than they did this year on our team. And so I think this is going to motivate us. And, again, for us in year two, we're moving in the right direction.
What was your message to the team after the game, and do you think that they appreciate what they've been able to accomplish in this past year?
My message after the game was how proud I was of their fight, how hard they fought, their resiliency, their toughness. We talked about being able to put 4 quarters together and not play just a half of basketball, and that's our next step, is to play 4 quarters consistently all the time. The last thing I said to them was the same thing I said in here. I certainly hope that this one game and how we feel right now doesn't overshadow the tremendous step that we took from year 1 to year 2. With that being said, there is a standard and there is an expectation, and we're going to take some time off and let them rest their bodies and their minds, and then when it's time to get back to work, we're going to do that so that we can be in a better position next year to make a better run.
And we have another question on Zoom from Gabriela.
Coach, can you speak to Aisha tonight? The performance she put on and her ability to show up in these big moments, both tonight and then the last game, massive.
Yeah, we talked a lot about obviously coming off of 32 against South Carolina in the tournament, to let the game come to you. And I think that's where she's grown the most, Gabriela, is that she doesn't try to force the issue, whereas she did maybe early on when she first came to us because she was so used to having to do that. We've got people around her who can also score, and so I think her maturity and her growth has come not only in learning a new position. You got to remember, she's played the 4, and so she's doing this, playing a new position, but that she just lets the game come to her. She rebounds it, she defends, she can shoot the 3, she can get to the rim, and so she now has a trust in her ability and her skill set where she doesn't have to feel like she has to go out and touch it every single time and force the issue. And when things open up for her, she takes what the defense gives her. She's a great two-way player, and her time on the floor is just invaluable. She guards the best the opponent's best player night in and night out, whether that's the guard or the forward. She rebounds the basketball, and she's someone who's just really, really fun to watch.
And another question on Zoom from Gabriela.
Sorry to hear, Coach, a couple of them. But India Rogers, it's her last game here, you know, in her college career. What has she meant to this program, and where have you seen her grow in Texas?
We're so fortunate that Indy came to Texas A&M. She brought just a level of leadership from the point position that we did not have, and I think everybody on our team learned a lot from her. I was extremely happy that she was able to play tonight, given that she, not even a month ago, had surgery. And again, the way she rehabbed to get herself back, not only for the tournament, but for this moment, I'm glad she was able to be a part of it. I hate we couldn't close it out for her. Didn't want to see it end this way for her. And I think her future is going to be really, really bright at the next level because she, again, is someone who has a high basketball IQ. She scores 3 layers of the basketball, and she's got a toughness to her that a lot of people don't have. I don't think the public realizes how much she went through to get herself back and to be able to play and do what she's done.
Okay, thank you, Coach Taylor.
Thank you.
Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at NCAA.